Welcome to Practical AI, everybody. My name's Jeff, and I'm with Peter Lynn. Peter Vision Pro came out recently, and they don't talk a lot about AI, but you suspect or know that there's a bit of it in there. Tell us a little bit about what Apple does with AI machine learning and what's nested inside the Vision Pro.
Yeah, so actually, Apple has a framework called CoreML, which stands for Core Machine Language. So it's been part of their Xcode kind of library framework for over a decade. And at first, like if you look at the reviews, people are like, "Wow, you can tap an icon, does eye tracking. If you bring up an iPad app that draws, you can draw with your finger. Or when you do a FaceTime call, you have your digital avatar, the mouth actually moves as you're talking, right? So like it all appears magical, but like how does that actually work? Because before the Vision Pro came out, you didn't have something that would take, so like with the Vision Pro, you scan yourself. So it scans your face using the IR sensor, and then it creates a 3D model. But when you call someone, it has to know how to animate the mouth. Because otherwise, you just be an avatar with the closed mouth,
Yeah, like a
or the
doll.
mouth, yeah, be a doll, and if you laughed, it wouldn't react, and that would be really weird, right? So how do you animate this virtual 3D avatar of each person? So there's ML in there of it. It's taking the audio, it's then processing it, it's figuring out what the correct mouth shape should be, and then it's animating that virtual avatar so it looks like you're saying the words that you're saying.
Now, my wife pointed out to me a couple months ago that she could take a picture of a tree, on her iPhone and then tap in and use a feature that was in there that I didn't know existed, where she could either see what type of tree it was, probably. She could do the same thing with a plant, and it would. That's all AI, right? Yet
Yeah.
they don't. They don't really use the word AI very much in Apple's landscape, do they?
No, like Apple, even when Siri first came out, they really didn't use the word AI or ML in any of that. And the reason for that is their marketing is focused on like what value does it bring the end user? Like if grandma is taking pictures in the dark, or if someone is taking a video with their iPhone, like what you care about is the final result. You don't really care what tech went into it, right? Like how does it know when to blur the background when it's in portrait mode or landscape mode? Like how does it know how to, when you take a picture with your iPhone, the sensor takes it in and then it processes multiple versions to give you the best version. So it's actually taking like anywhere from 5 to 12 pictures, and it's then compositing that together to give you the best picture you can get. All of that is machine learning models that are doing this.
It's almost as if Apple is doing what everybody should be doing, that is focusing on the benefit, not the feature.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like one
So
feature
go
of
ahead.
Vision Pro is you can bring up a screen and put it in one place. You can walk out of the room, walk back in, and that window is locked to the place where you put it in the room.
Oh, wow.
And so when you think about like, okay, one, how do you even do that? So like it has to recognize the room in order to know where to place that window. And if you drag the window, you move it over to this side, it has to now, okay, no, the room is this shape and the window goes here. So if I put a chat window, like messages over there, and I put iTunes up here, it has to know spatially where you are and know how to lock those windows in those spaces. That's why they're calling it spatial computing.
Interesting. Is it have a 3D element to it then? Because I would imagine that in a room, for example, you put a window on the wall, well, there's a wall there. It's a certain distance away and whatever. So if I was going to walk around and that window that I threw up there, it's going to
Yeah.
stay in one spot. Eventually I could get behind it.
Well, you can.
Is that right?
And if you do, the window becomes like opaque. It just looks like a blurry window from the back. So you walk around, then it's clear.
Interesting.
And then some reviewers actually walked into another room, and from the other room, they could see where that window was, just like a blurry window. And if they want, they could then select the window and pull it through the wall into the living room.
Oh, wow. So what's where is this going to go? Where typically, and you've said this before, version 1 is like cute and fun and everything, but we're really looking for version 2, 3, or 4, right? Where we start to see how things are going to mature. And so you got to play around with Vision Pro, and where's it going?
I mean, no one knows, but it's very much like the movies, right? Like if you look at Ready Player One, you look at Minority Report, where you can have virtual windows and be able to just freely manipulate things as if they're like real screens, right? Like if you put up 4 different windows, when you're in that environment, they're as real because like you can see it, you can interact with it, you can walk to the room and come back, it's still there. And so in that sense, it doesn't really matter if there's no physical object because you can still see the thing that you want to see and interact with it. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, it'll be fun to see where this goes. And, you know, if Apple hops on the advertising and marketing of AI and machine learning, or if they just continue to go down the benefit street, which seems to work pretty well for them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Peter. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ask questions. We'll try to respond. We always appreciate you guys watching our videos, and we'll try to come up with more good content. Take care, everybody.